Uh, how are you? I wanted to come live today with Tip Tuesday. Today's Tuesday and a great day just to talk about. I like to use Tuesdays to talk about little tips and things of ways we can just go move forward in our healthy living, healthy lifestyle journey, just to be able to find things that are going to help us to have better success in the things that we're struggling with. And one thing I wanted to talk about today in our Tip Tuesday is comfort food. Now, what does that mean? That means that quite often, even though we may or may not know that we are using food as a source of comfort. How do you know if that's what's happening? Well, one good way to be able to catch that is to keep a journal. And with that journal, you write down the cravings, the date, the time, what you're feeling. Were you feeling stressed? Were you feeling bored? Were you upset? What was going on? And when you grabbed that bag of chips, when you were just like, and you just uncontrollably ate it all, maybe a big, huge bag, maybe you grabbed a bag of candy or who knows what it is. So, how do we even find out? Like, you might know that like I know for a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, without a doubt, that I use food for comfort. Maybe that's where you are today. You know that that's something that you have used for years in terms of, right, being able to satisfy whatever's going on. If you're upset, you're stressed, you're sad, whatever feelings, emotions you could be experiencing, you know that you already grab food that's your means of comfort. Or maybe you're there on this other spectrum where you're not even paying attention. You do it so subconsciously that you're not even aware that it's happening. Maybe you're in denial about it and don't want to believe that that's what's really going on. But regardless of the case of what it is today, if you suspect that that could be happening, you're not ready to face it yet, then keep a journal. Keep a journal of the moments, the time of the day, what you were feeling, what was going on when the cravings began. It could be an emotional response, right? And if you are one who knows that you use food for comfort, I want to just reassure you that there's a very good reason why you have developed that habit or that you have used food as a means of comfort for you. There's been some trauma, something has happened in your life that was the way you were able to survive it. And that food has been your means of comfort because that's what got you through at the time. And if that's you today, I want to reassure you that there's nothing wrong with you, that there are very good reasons why you have used food as comfort. Now, whether you know that that's you, or whether you're in denial about it, whether you suspect that could be you, either way, there are good reasons, like I said, why you could be using food as comfort. But we know that there's a better way. And I just want to reassure you today that there is a better way. And for me, being a person of faith, I talk about Jesus. I love him. I love to be in relation and communication with Jesus. I say all the time that one encounter with Jesus can bring healing and breakthrough that only he can bring. So the reality is that we know that he is our source of comfort, that he's the one that we can go to no matter what's going on in our life. And he could be the one to satisfy the emotional need that we have. But like I said, there's a good reason why you're looking for food for that. Maybe you didn't get, a lot of times, guys, the trauma we experience in life isn't from what happened to us. It's from what didn't happen to us. So if we didn't have that emotional bonding and attachment to our parents or to our parents or our family or loved ones, we have had to come up with other ways to survive. Or maybe you did experience trauma, right? That from things that did happen to you, not just the things you didn't have. There's many reasons why this happens to us. And just want you to know, number one, you're not alone. Number two, there's nothing wrong with you, that you chose food as a comfort because that was the way you had to get through. So there's a very good, number three, it's a very good reason why you're using food as a source of comfort. But the reality is that we know that using food as comfort food is a pseudo comfort. It's not really going to comfort you, because after you do it, what happens? You don't feel good. You might feel better emotionally, but physically you feel like a piece of crap. because you're fueling your body with stuff that's just not going to help it. That's going to make it feel worse. Although emotionally you might feel better. It's kind of like a catch 22. But I just want to give you hope today that there is a better way that we can work through. Keeping a journal is one great strategy that you can have, that you can start to work through these emotions. So maybe maybe you don't know that you use food as a comfort source of comfort. You need to figure it out. Why do I have these cravings? Why am I always eating a candy bar at 4 p.m. every afternoon? Right. Start to keep a journal, and just it doesn't have to be, guys, anything fancy. Grab your phone, in your notes, date, time, what you were experiencing, what you did. Okay. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, or just grab out, a hard book and use that. If you want to be old school, whatever works for you. But just start to keep a journal, very simple, of what's going on. All right, now you start to see, okay, now I see the pattern. I see what's happening. Maybe for you, it's actually boredom. You're just bored out of your mind. And you just, at night, you get in front of the TV, you're stressed, you're tired, you're spent from the day. And that's your comfort, is you grab the comfort food and you sit in front of the TV, and maybe you're just bored. I don't know. It could be many, many reasons why we're doing what we're doing. But one solution is to keep a journal, a simple journal, so you can start to track what's happening, what's going on. Then you can start to see the cycle. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Number two strategy is to sit with the Lord and go, when that feeling comes, when you feel like, I'm going to go grab that candy bar, I'm stressed, I'm upset, I'm hurting, I'm going to go grab this, and this is going to make me feel better. Before you actually grab it, or maybe even grab it and then sit with the Lord and go, Lord, why is it? What's going on? What do you want me to know about this? Start to ask questions about him. Lord, why is it that I need this food for comfort? What do you want me to know about it? And this is a thing about the Lord, okay, is that he's not going to make you go to the painful memory of the trauma of why it happened. He's just not going to do that. Okay, he's just too sweet and too loving for that. He doesn't want to drag you through the glass for you to get your healing. The old school way of healing, heart healing and trauma healing, was that they would take you back to the painful memories and try to get to the root of it and to help. But that just doesn't work. There's many reasons why that's super damaging and painful for most people. My good God that I know well, that I get to pray with people, doesn't make you relive the painful memories. Okay. I'm not saying you never have to. There are different circumstances and things, but for the most part, generally speaking, you can just sit with the Lord and go, okay, you have this feeling, you have this food in your hand, and you can, okay, Lord, what am I grateful for right now? What am I grateful for at this moment? Start with a moment of gratitude. Or you can say, Lord, would you take me back to a memory of a time when I felt appreciation or joy? That's always a good thing, because when we're in gratitude, or we're in a place of appreciation and joy, what happens in brain science is that we're moving from the back of our brain to the front of our brain. And when we're in the prefrontal cortex area in the front of our brain, we are most relational. That's where we're able to have the best communication, the best relationships. We're most relational when we're in the front prefrontal cortex of our brain. So when you're in that moment of grabbing the comfort food, stop for a second. Talk to the Lord. Lord, would you bring me back to a memory of a time I felt appreciation or joy? And the first thing that comes to your mind, okay, Lord, what do you want me to know about this? Start to talk to him about that. And from that place of appreciation, then if you can't come up with a memory, think of one thing you're grateful for. Move to gratitude, either appreciation memory or joy memory, or to gratitude. And from that safe place, start to talk to the Lord and say, Lord, what do you want me to know about why I'm using this candy bar to comfort me? What's going on? What do you want me to know about that? And then you start to talk to the Lord about, Lord, if I don't choose this candy bar right here, put the candy bar down. If I don't choose this candy bar right now, what do you want to give me in exchange? How can you be my comfort right here? What if I'm going to choose to not pick that pseudo comfort right now at the moment? I'm going to choose you, Lord. What do you want to give me in exchange so that I can be comforted in this moment? And start to let the Lord into that part of your heart and say, Lord, what healing do you have for me right here? What healing do you have for me right here? And he might go, hey, remember that pain you're feeling right now? That pain, maybe that was this experience or something happened. And you can go, Lord, I just want to release that to you right here. I don't need to hold on to that anymore. Would you feel my heart with you instead? And there's different ways to process through these emotions. Now, depending on the level of trauma and what you're going through, a lot of times I want to say you could do a lot of the tools on your own, but sometimes you need a prayer minister like me to come be alongside you, just to be the banks on the river for the space of the Lord to come and to heal that part of your heart. So that's why I always encourage the heart healing piece of it, because sometimes when you're with someone who has a little more experience, can come alongside you and help you connect with the Lord to be able to get the real lasting healing. But you can do a lot on your own too. Even begin to be willing to be brave. It takes bravery to be willing to take a look at, why am I using food as comfort, God? What's going on? What do you want me to know? And again, he's not going to take you through, Lord, what's the trauma memory that's causing me to, you don't have to even go all that. I don't even want to encourage you to go back to the trauma to try to figure out what's the trauma. Just forget all that. Just talk to the Lord about, Lord, I don't want to use food as comfort anymore. How can you be my comforter? How can you heal that part of my heart so I can look to you to be my real comforter? Because we know in that comfort, that'll be a comfort that sticks. That'll be a comfort that we can always go back to with him, that we don't no longer have to choose the pseudo comfort, just like some people use alcohol, right, as a means of numbing the pain that they have. But if they let the Lord into that part of their heart, they're going to be able to connect with the Lord, and he will be their true comforter, right? So, but again, I don't want to discount why you're using food as comfort. I want you to know that there's a really good reason why you've had to use food as a comfort through the years to get you so you could survive. So you don't want to take something away until you can replace it with something else, right? That's the way it works. You have something here, but you have something better over here. Let's choose the better, but you can't get rid of this until you have the better to replace what it is. So that way you can walk in the better. Does that make sense? So I want to encourage you, if today you're a person that use food as comfort, or that you suspect that could be the case, or you're still kind of like, don't want to believe it, but you think it could be true, keep a journal so you can start to track what's going on. And if you start to realize this pattern and you try to connect with the Lord on your own, and you just can't seem to get that connection with him, I want you to reach out to me, and I will be honored to pray with you, to connect with the Lord, to figure out, Lord, how can we get the healing so that we can use food as fuel? Because food was designed for our bodies. God gave us food. We can enjoy food. Okay. Food's supposed to be good. We're supposed to enjoy it. And we're going to, the Father, it says many tables in heaven. And even Jesus talks about, I won't drink new wine again until I drink it new with you in heaven. We're going to have wine in heaven, people. We can enjoy life. We can enjoy the things that God gave us. God gave us food. He created all food for us to enjoy. So it's part of life. It's supposed to be something we get to enjoy. It shouldn't be a source of guilt and shame and pain. Okay. That's not from the Lord. Okay. He's not like that. But sometimes we just need a little bit of help to figure out, why can't I get past this? Why am I always looking to food for comfort? Lord, how can you be my comforter? Because he says he is the comforter. I'll send you the comforter. We know the Holy Spirit is our comforter, right? So I just want to encourage you today, if this is your struggle, I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you, that there's no shame in this. The Lord's never going to shame you. He's just not like that. He's too loving. He cares about you too much. But there is a solution. There's a better way. And let's work together to figure out, what does that look like? But keeping a journal and starting to track what's happening, so that awareness is the first step to healing, is when we start to be aware of, like, yeah, I think there's something going on there. Like, I never even noticed it, but now I'm noticing it, right? So it's like little baby steps of like, hey, maybe instead of this, this candy bar, maybe I can pick 2 little squares of a 85% higher cacao bar, dark chocolate, and enjoy that, to kind of, because sometimes it could be physical. If you've been eating candy, that could be a physical addiction that you can't just, prayer or help, but you have the literal physical withdrawal. So there's different things you can have to substitute, small little substitutions to help with those things. But likely there's something deeper going on in your heart. What's happening in the physical, something's happening in the spiritual realm. Those things are happening side by side. So I just want to encourage you today, if food is your comfort, keep a journal, start to find simple, easy substitutions for some of the things that aren't so healthy for a healthier option. And Go for the heart healing. Let the Lord into your heart to be able to get true, lasting healing, to go to the next level. Once you overcome that, you will have a level of authority that the Lord can use, that you can help others to be able to have that same breakthrough too. So I just bless you with this Tip Tuesday. I just say, Lord, I just release to everyone watching the healing that I have received in my heart, Lord, that you are my comforter. And I just release that hope, that there is hope, the hope that you've given me, Lord, that I used to struggle with hopelessness now, Lord. And I just release the hope that I have in you into those watching today, that they can have breakthrough too in their comfort food and to find you the true comforter. Lord, so I just release that over everyone watching today, that you would just, the overcoming and the breakthrough that I've received, I release to those who need the breakthrough today, Lord. I just ask that every angel on assignment would be released to these people. And when watching, well, that you would release the angels on assignment, those with special orders to help them in the moments when they feel weak, the moments when they need the hope, the moments when they need to find the true you, the comforter. God, I just ask that they would get the comfort they need through you. And even the angels on assignment would help them, Lord, in those moments when they need you most. So I just release that over each person, God, and just pray that you would give them the breakthrough that I've received. And I pray that Jesus of Nazareth in your mighty, powerful name, amen. Love you guys. Bless you. And we'll see you next Tip Tuesday. Bye-bye.